Hello, welcome to the channel. This video focuses on the AOVO Pro e-scooter's range and also some of the features that are unique to this particular e-scooter. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to those of you that have watched my first unboxing video for this scooter. Following that, AOVO Pro reached out to me and asked me to do some sponsored content, so I hope you find this video useful, informative and helps you determine whether this is the right e-scooter for you. The AOVO Pro e-scooter retails at £299.99 and I bought mine from avopro.com. It's very similar to the XIAOMI 365 but has some unique features also. As you can see here, there are honeycomb tyres on this e-scooter rather than the inflatable tyres that you get on many e-scooters. You do sacrifice some shock absorption over the risk of getting punctures. Moving on next to the rear fender and the brake light. As you can see here, when you apply the rear brake, which is a disc brake, the backlight flashes and is quite a good LED brake light, which you can see from some distance. You can see the clasp there for the folding mechanism, which I'll cover shortly. And as you can see here, there is a separate clasp to the bell, which is a unique feature of this particular scooter. It clips into this section here, and I'll cover the actual folding mechanism shortly. Okay, moving on next onto the bell. There's a redesigned bell that's very different to the XIAOMI 365 bell mechanism, which is part of the clasp. It's very loud and very piercing bell, and I've used it quite a lot now, and many people can hear you from quite some distance away. Moving on next, the light can be switched on either through the app or through the dash, and again a very bright LED light that you can see from some distance away, and you can see the road ahead of you with quite some brightness as well. The rear light comes on when the front light is also applied. Now moving on to the folding mechanism, this is probably one of the key differences between this e-scooter and many of the other e-scooters that are out there. AOVO Pro have completely redesigned this folding mechanism to eliminate any pole shake. There's no need for any adaptations to this scooter. It's a pretty rock solid mechanism, and as you can see from the below and above shots there, it's a very simple folding mechanism and feels very sturdy. Feels like it's built to last. The only addition that I've made to this e-scooter so far is the rubber foot that you can see there. It was $1.99 off eBay, the same that you can get for the XIAOMI 365. It comes without the rubber foot, and I just think that makes a big difference rather than scratching the bottom of your scooter foot. And also again you can see the rear fender there, which is made of polycarbonate, an improvement over many other e-scooters. Okay, so I'm now going to cover some of the features of the app. First of all, the unlock feature of the app enables and disables the AOVO Pro. So on the dash you see a P for park, and this can be enabled and disabled to lock the scooter. Secondly, the lights can be applied as you've seen through the dash or through the app. And the slow, eco and sport modes can be applied either through the dash or again through the app. It gives you a couple of different options. You also have the option of cruise control on this e-scooter, which can be applied through the app. You get a signal there, as you can see, to identify that cruise control is switched on as an option or not, and there it is in the off position. There are additional settings through the app. You can again choose the different driving modes, the headlight. You can choose either kilometers or miles through the metric or imperial options there, and you also have the boot mode there, which has taxi or zero start, which means you can either start the scooter either by pushing off, or you can roll away straight away. A range of different languages in the app there, as you can see, and also you have the option to go into advanced settings, which are important. The accelerator response is something that you can choose, also the brake response and the regenerative braking, and also you can set a speed limit value, as you can see there. So I've had my brake response set to 10, so trying to recover as much braking as possible, and acceleration at 6. This is the firmware upgrade option that you can see. There's been no firmware upgrades that I've had since I've had the scooter. It came as standard, but when you have been through these options, you get an indication on the dash that you've got a UF upgrade firmware, and that flashes all the lights on the dash to indicate that you've used your upgrade firmware. You've also got this option here where if you've got the app attached to your scooter, you can see the speed that you're travelling at, both on the dash but also on your app as well. So a couple of different options there. And then finally, I wanted to give you the opportunity to see the thumb controlled accelerator. So a very simple, sturdy mechanism that takes you to your top speed when pressed all the way down, and quickly returns to 0 when you take your thumb off the accelerator. For the next section, I'll be taking the AOVO Pro out on the all-important range test in eco mode. I'm going to be taking it out on a 5 kilometre or 3 mile route that I run on a regular basis. Let's see how it goes. So I'll be tracking this ride using GPS on my Garmin watch, and as I said, I'll be using eco mode, which is signified by the green S on the dashboard. So eco mode takes you along at a rock solid 14 miles an hour, and I am currently 1.7 nearly miles into this, and 1 bar has gone off the battery so far. I've just stopped on exactly 3.13 miles according to my watch, which is pretty much exactly 5 kilometres, and the battery on the app is currently showing at 64%. So I will continue on and do another 3 miles and see where that takes us to. So I'm now 7.19 miles into the ride. I've stopped at the same place that I did last time. The dash is showing that I've got 2 bars left on the battery, and the app is showing that I've got 37%. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So it was at this point in the ride where the battery finally died. It slowly moved from 14 miles an hour to sort of 9, 8, 7, 6, and then completely stopped over a period of about, I would say, 30 seconds or so. So it wasn't an immediate stop. You knew that the battery was going, the light was flashing red on the dash. So I pulled over here and took stock of the distance that I'd travelled. You can see here actually that the whole route is quite undulating, with quite a lot of climbing and moving down as well. And then finally the folding mechanism enables you to carry the scooter back. I hope this never actually happens to you. And there's the distances and times that I've actually travelled. So that brings us to the end of the range test and features video for the AOVO Pro e-scooter. I covered 10.5 miles, which is 17 kilometres, and that also involved 500 feet of climbing. Let me know what you think of the range, the features that you've seen, and anything else that you feel like you need to know about this e-scooter. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel.